Alrighty. Hello everyone, welcome back to another bingo match for the Bingo 6 tournament. I am Sigma and I'm here joined by...
Hi, I'm January.
And we are here to spin the wheel. Yet another bingo game, yet another wheel spun. Let's see. We are currently using a veto system where the players tell us beforehand what they want to veto and then we remove a slice from the wheel, which means this wheel will decide the character I was hoping for Saint. Looks like it'll be Spear Master.
Almost. Not a Spear Master.
No Saint for us this time. I'm gonna... Yeah, this wheel is pretty decisive. And so, whereas beforehand we would, if the other teams wanted to veto, we would respin the wheel. But in this case, this is the decisive wheel spin. It is Spear Master. There is no ifs or buts. We will be seeing the board fairly shortly. In the meantime, we can kind of discuss that we might be seeing a board here that uses the new goals that Spearmaster has, hopefully, with the collect broadcasts. That could be fun to see.
Oh. The broadcasts are like... I don't know, they are like everywhere, so... And but like some of them you don't really like run into them if unless you like specifically like go to find them, so it will be a test of runners' knowledge on that.
This is something that you can find on the interactive map. They're not that much different from an unlock. They really are just there. For Spearmaster in the story, when you collect them, you get like knocked out and you can see the dialogue. But here, they just work like an unlock that is specific to only Spearmaster, which is neat. In the meanwhile, we can kind of share that. Obviously, for the people who don't know, Spearmaster is a character that can hold grab to create spears, and since Spearmaster doesn't have a mouth, he needs to stab creatures with fresh needles created from his body to obtain food. This means that, unlike Hunter, which only really needs to kill one lizard to get full food, Spearmaster needs to constantly be fighting. And it turns out his spawns are, and his world state is one of the harder ones. So we're gonna see a tough match. Now we're gonna look at the board. Yes. This is the infamous Spearmaster board that is named in Spearmaster. We'll go row by row if you want to start, Zneri.
Okay, so first row we have popcorn. And how many is that? Is that 9?
9.
Yeah, that's 9. Then we have hatch for an egg. Then we have get the bubble we unlock. And then we have a trade an item from one scavenger merchant to another, and then we have get the Leviathan unlock.
Yep. And next we have obtain the Chieftain passage. Store 3 common pearls in Sky Islands. First time entering Garbage Waste must be from Shaded Citadel. Kill 3 Mother Spiders and obtain the Spitter Spider Arena unlock.
Okay, now on row 3, we have kill 23 creatures.
Yep.
And then we have steal 4 lanterns from scavengers. Is that stealing?
Yes.
Right, and then we have get 201 total points. And then we have enter the exterior. And then we have the Dragon Slayer passage.
And next we have on the 4th row, befriend an orange lizard, pin 4 pink lizards in chimney canopy, kill 7 white squid cadas, bring a hazer through 5 gates, and bring a squid cada to farm race.
Okay, on row 5 we have the Lilliput unlock, and then we have 84 points in one cycle, and then 5 scavenger bombs in any shelter. Then is that the Hunter passage?
Yep.
Right, and then for the last square we have kill 13 dropwigs.
Yes, 13 dropwigs. Now, this board is interesting. This board has a lot of lore within
Yeah.
the board makers. This board has been changed multiple times, and it's now in a more tame state. So hopefully, this match will be good.
Is it? It's already been toned down. Like it's like there are like some pretty big numbers here.
I won't get too much into it because it's a whole story that is interesting in its own right, but the only square I'll mention is that, for instance, the hazer was originally 7 gates and it has been lowered to 5.
Right, I see.
I do like the kill dropwigs square because, as it turns out, especially for Spearmaster's world state, in outskirts alone, there's just so many dropwigs that you can get.
Yeah, that dragon room, right?
Yes, the dragon room has at least like 4, and there's plenty more in other places. So, and they tend to respawn quite frequently, so you can just kind of kill them over and over again.
Right.
This board seems like it's kind of gearing towards a lot of farm race stuff, even though it doesn't look like it initially. Between the noodlefly eggs, the popping open popcorn plants, and it's surprising that the spitter spider unlock is actually in farm race.
Oh, is it?
Indeed.
Right. That means there's like how many like popcorn and then that and then squid cadas and then brings a squid cada out of farms. Is that right?
Yeah.
Seems
There's
like,
plenty of wet squid kiddo stuff. It's interesting. This board kind of seems like a lot of it will probably be done in outskirts / farm arrays. This is a very much like a central of the map kind of board where you just hang around the industrial outskirts and farm arrays for once.
yeah. There's like also the scavenger bombs which you can go to the treasury, industrial and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we'll be hanging around like around industrial outskirt farms.
The only outliers here is definitely so the white squid kiddos in farm rays, you only need to dip your toes into farm rays not very much, especially if you're coming from outskirts, whereas the spitter spider unlock you have to commit to basically going all the way to sub to basically get that unlock. It's not quite there, but it's basically close enough. And then we have
Right.
the bubble we unlock, I believe it's in drainage system. So that one is also a little bit out of the way. And the Leviathan unlock is in shoreline, which is arguably the one that is kind of the most isolated of this board.
Yeah.
In any case, storing 3 common pearls in Sky Islands is interesting. You're likely going to bring some of them from the outside, as in you're not going to procure all the pearls in Sky Islands. But if you really want to, there is a treasury in Sky Islands. Even though it's super out of the way, you have to go in a very specific way to get there.
Right. Does like colored pearls count for that goal, or it?
No, it has to be the white pearls, like the blank pearls. It can't be colored
Oh,
pearls.
right. Because there are like lots of colored pearls in
It
Skyrim, but
looks like we're starting. Let us see. I believe the
right.
shelter is random, and this is subterranean.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh, right by the shoreline gate, right? Is it?
Yeah, I suspect
Yeah.
all the runners to immediately book it to shoreline. I see no
Yeah.
reason to go that deep into subterranean, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Not like. Are there any squares that could be done quickly here? Not really.
Some scavs may have lanterns, but I mean, technically, subterranean is a fairly good place to get a lot of points if you want to go for that. But any unfortunate death that happens will set you back quite far. Looks like some dingus has decided to. Oh, look, we can see some lanterns on Moxie's screen. I wonder if he's
They're
gonna
like
risk
free already.
stealing the lantern. Oh, he stole one, and he's gonna steal another. So he has 2 progress here. He's not gonna be able to lock the square in, but if he gets the progress, that'll be good. Looks like he's trying to amend and make peace with the scavs after stealing their lanterns.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous, especially as Spearmaster. They
Whoa!
have like
Moxie's look, the
heaven.
scavenger in Moxie's screen. The spikes are extending. It is they're so big.
Oh,
Oh my god,
whoa,
I've seen this glitch before, but
whoa.
holy crap.
Yeah,
It's oh Moxie was thinking about it. Moxie was like, "Oh, I saw another scavenger with a lantern that popped up." He was like, am I gonna steal again? Okay, looks like he's locking in this progress, which is very good. In the meantime, I believe Pixel took an unfortunate death. I'm not too sure how that happened, but Dingus is currently ahead in the shoreline department.
yeah, very ahead. Snow seems to be, I don't know, stop that well, right? I mean,
Snow is still very close to the start. So I believe Snow just kind of killed everything in this room. I'm not sure if he's gonna try and commit to get points in the cycle, but he definitely farmed a lot of points. Oh, it looks like
I just
Moxie
finger through.
is still trying to get this lantern thing. I think it's a really interesting square to go for early because it is kind of random whether or not they do have it, so it's kind of nice to guarantee one of the more random squares. Looks like he got the 3rd lantern, but he immediately dies. That's the risk of doing
Oh,
this.
as I was like saying earlier, like Spearmaster, I think spawns with like negative 45 red with scabs, so scabs really hate Spearmaster, and stealing from them doesn't help.
Yeah. But it looks like he will try and do it anyway. I don't know if this is the correct play. I feel like Moxie might be tunnel visioning a little onto this square, but I kind of understand that he kind of got a lot of progress, but this is very risky. He might be caught in a bit of a death loop. In the meantime,
Yeah,
Snow killed a bunch of things and locked in those points. I believe that Sub does have its fair share amount of drop wicks, so they might be able to get a head start on the drop wick goal. Oh, I see a
right.
scavenger jump in Moxie's screen, of course. Why not? The wiki may lead you to believe that they cannot jump, they are lying to you. I've seen those guys fly. Looks like some dingus will be
Seems,
getting the
oh,
Leviathan unlock.
nice.
During this pre-planning phase, before we saw the random spawn, we thought the Leviathan unlock was probably not going to be gotten because it's so far out of the way, but
Yeah.
the random spawn really made it work.
Mhm. Seems like both of blue team is going into sub.
I have to wonder, Why? Because there's not a... That's a cool blue lizard that looks like in Dingus's screen. It's very thrilling.
Yeah.
Snow is now encountering a scavenger with a lantern. I wonder if Snow will be thinking about stealing it the same way that Moxie did.
Yeah. There's a
Now,
chance that one of them could be just counter farming, trying to get out, because Pixel did die once, I think.
it is definitely one of the more interesting squares here is the kill 3 mother spiders. You either find them in the gutter, or if you really want to, you can go inside the looks to the moon itself and go and kill the mother spiders, though that's a pretty big detour for a single square, which I do not believe to be that worth it. But Dingus is kind of like near looks to the moon, though I can't for sure tell why. I would figure that he would be going to Shaded Citadel from this position. So I'm not sure what he's currently doing.
This is like exactly the way to go, like to moon.
Not quite. And
Well,
not even
since like
that.
you're false.
He should be, for him to go to moon, he would have to go all the way around to the top unless he does some weird movement with the spears.
Right.
Which is definitely possible, though. I have to wonder what he's trying to go for right now. Looks like Moxie is still... This is a very interesting match. I'm not too sure why they're sticking around in Subterranean. There really is not that much things to do. I have to wonder if they're thinking about... Oh, looks like Dingus is locking in the Leviathan unlock.
Nice.
This will tell the blue team where one of the red players are. They know that Dingus has gone far enough into Waterfront that he has gotten the Leviathan unlock.
Yeah. Maybe Dingus was just going here because this shelter is closer, but I'm not sure.
I have to agree with that sentiment because I don't see why else he would really be thinking of that. If I think, I don't know, this is strange. I wonder if the runners are thinking about going to farm race from sub with Spearmaster and placing like an absurd amount of spears down to just get there. But the only thing you would get from that would be, I guess, the spider unlock.
Right. And you would have to like go pretty far to get back to anywhere useful. Or just passage, but like, yeah.
Looks like Dingus is rearing up an EI jump, but he's currently, unfortunately, failing the input. That, I know for a fact that the jump he's trying to do is possible with an EI jump, but unfortunately he does not seem to be able to hit it quite yet. Pixel finding a big centipede, doing well. I believe everyone is racking up points quite high. They are killing a lot of things. Moxie has sheltered. I'm not quite sure where did he shelter. I see. He is in this shelter, which is very, very interesting. Looks like Dingus is committing to looks to the moon. I have to wonder why. Aside from, I guess they might be thinking about the diagonal from bottom left to top right. If he's aiming for the mother spiders, though it truly perplexes me what they're actually thinking about.
Yeah.
This seems like a big commitment for possibly just a single square.
Yeah,
I'll definitely
you
be
would
on the
think
lookout for
that
that.
you would think that like just going to the central area and outskirts and stuff would be better for like more gold.
Since everything has been kind of slow, I
Oh,
wonder if the play would have been correct for Moxie to keep bashing his head against the lantern goal, which I don't think is correct. Oh, I think Dingus might be. Wait, I thought. Yeah, he's definitely hovering the mother spiders.
yeah.
So that is the intention. That is very interesting. I personally would not have ever considered doing the mother spider goal. I wonder if he's gonna either A, passage back to sub or shoreline, or if he's gonna try and go through the precipice.
Ah, the precipice. Yeah, that would get the exterior goal.
Well, oddly enough, yes. But
Oh,
yeah, I guess you just because you could have gotten to exterior through memory crypts. It just pick your poison
yeah.
kind of thing. Right?
I mean, yeah, both tracks are kind of long, but
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. I guess Memory Crypts doesn't have the incentive of the Mother Spiders. Though I see that Moxie is likely planning to go to Pipe Yard, of course. Because he's gonna go for the Lillipuck unlock, I have to imagine.
Right, IPR.
I keep forgetting that Pipe Yard connects to Subterranean. It's not a connection that you see very often.
Yeah, and like even if we're thinking about 5 yard most of the time, I would just be thinking about like going to sub from 5 yard and not the other way around.
Yeah. Some unfortunate deaths happening on the blue team side. I have to wonder, what do you think blue team's plan is? Because currently we know from our omniscient point of view, we know that red team is far ahead. But for blue team, it doesn't seem like they're that far behind. What do you think they're thinking about?
Hmm. I mean, maybe that 84 points seem like it would be quick to get for them, so they would, and like Salt probably has more potential for points, so it would be better to do it here. But surely it would just have one of them stay here and one of them go to shoreline, right?
I would think the same thing. It's definitely interesting because while the kill creatures is quite high, the number to just kill creatures, period. Um, I I don't know. Dingus was in a place where there was like a lot of snails. I have to wonder if he actually took the time to kill each and every snail. That is a big coalescipede. That is a giant
Oh,
coalescipede. Looks like Pixel to Copy was able to lock in the points in a cycle, as you had
oh,
predicted.
nice.
But it is interesting that both players from blue team were kind of going for the same goal, it seemed like you had mentioned. Oh,
Maybe.
Dingus was grabbed by a spider and then suddenly was released. Looks like the screen is shaking. I don't know if it's either A, about to rain, or B, the Mirror's Vulture will be creating some problems. Looks like Mirror's Vulture is distracted by oh god, by the spider, but no longer. It's currently
Or
after Dingus, and there's a second Mirror's Vulture.
yeah.
Looks like Dingus is running for his goddamn life.
Moon can be pretty tricky, especially if we're trying to go for like exterior, like all the way there, like
Do you see that long lantern
uh
mice? You can kind of see
oh
like the tether.
wow,
It's
yeah,
huh,
it's hanging all the way down.
looks like it. Dingus decides to not go the way where there was two Mirror's Vultures. Perhaps a wise choice, I must say. Moxie used the
Yeah,
shelter that literally no one ever uses and is currently scuffling with a spitter and has come successfully out of it. Dingus is looking at all these orange lizards and is
where is this?
looks like Snow has sheltered and is banking up some karma, which is very good to see.
So I think I saw like he's back at corner one, so probably something unfortunate happened, and they are going counter farming again, or going deep into
Yeah.
the sub.
I would have to imagine that if they are intending to leave, then yes, he probably needs some food to actually sleep. Though he seems to have enough food now. If he wanted to leave immediately, he would be booking it back to the shelter. The fact that he seems to be going deeper suggests that he has a different plan. What that plan may be, I'm not sure. Maybe they're grinding the dropwick kills.
Maybe.
But surely the dropwick kills isn't enough to really get you much of anything in this board. You get the dropper kills and then what? You're still stranded in sub.
Yeah.
Maybe they're also grinding Hunter, but like the deaths will counteract all the progress for Hunter.
Right.
Dingus checking the map for the love of the
Oh,
game. Killed another Mother's Fighter. That's pretty big progress.
Moxie
Immediately
seems to
dies to the
be.
Coalescipedes.
Moxie seems to be at gate.
Looks like I'm gonna guess. No, I'm almost 1,000% sure that he is entering Pipe Yard. They are aiming for this diagonal bingo, which will mean that Moxie, after he takes care of the Pipe Yard unlock, will likely be going to Chimney Canopy. Though they are banking on this bingo for some reason because they have to get 200 points still. And I don't know
Yeah,
who is on duty to get those points.
and they know blue has already have like 84 points, so they are
Yes.
like behind potentially.
I actually personally wouldn't worry about it. 84 points in a cycle while you're grinding for points is scary, but you would have to imagine that the other team got that goal and was like, all right, and then I'm not gonna like hunt for points. Though it seems like they are kind of just doing that anyway.
Yeah.
This is definitely a very interesting situation. I'm still fairly confused. Oh, looks like Pixel got the kill amount of creatures goal, the A3 square. Now, if he's able to shelter, he will be locking in that goal. It looks like this long con gambit of staying in sub seems to be paying off for now. Though I have to imagine that this is gonna bite blue team in the ass not too soon. They cannot do everything in Subterranean. One of them must have to leave.
Right.
This is very curious. So I can kind of tell that Pixel has been doing the points grind, which has been very good. But I would wonder that even if Snow was trying to do the same thing, surely by now, Snow is like, all right, looks like I'm gonna pivot into doing something else. Let me leave through Shoreline, since it's the closest gate. Let me head to Shaded, maybe Chimney, and do something there.
And from what I remember, they already have enough counter.
Which makes
So,
it all the more confusing.
yeah, it's very curious.
Maybe they're still grinding the drop wigs. In any case, the bottom, if they're thinking looks like Pixel was able to successfully lock in the kill creatures goal, I imagine Red Team is unfazed by this. They are pretty locked in onto their own game plan. It's gonna start. Red Team is gonna start to be in a very bad spot if Pixel is able to get the middle square with 200 points. Then Blue Team, although seemed to be fumbling at the start, will have a real chance to come back. It's kind of silly to be saying that, considering that they are the ones ahead on board. We just kind of know that Red Team is in a better position world-wise, really.
Yeah.
Pixel immediately gets
So,
shanked by a scavenger.
well,
Dingus is mother spider hunting,
though,
or Dingus is done.
right.
Dingus is like, you know what? I'm tired of looks to the moon. This was a stupid decision. I'm out of here. Which I kind of
Did
agree.
they get it? They didn't.
I think
Okay,
he
that's good to know.
has maybe one, which is already, I guess, good enough because surely at this point he goes to the gutter. The gutter has a few mother spiders that he can get. Let me actually go and double check whether or not that is true for Spearmaster. And check chimney canopy gutter. Indeed, gutter has gutter has a ton of mother spiders that you can get. Yeah, I can't help but I'm sorry, Dingus. Whenever you watch this VOD, I don't understand why you went to Looks to the Moon, especially because in Chimney Canopy, you have the gutter with the mother spiders plus the pink lizards pinning. You could do both.
Right, and you'd be closer to all the other goals and not be stuck in Moon, which is like the edge of the map.
Entirely correct. Now, I'm sure that Dingus will be heading towards Shaded Citadel, if I had to wonder. We'll just kind of not really look at his screen for now. It'll likely take him like 5 minutes to get to anything relevant, so... In the meantime, we can observe Moxie locking in some more progress onto Pipe Yard. Maybe not. He needs more food. Snow is at Karma 5. I'm honestly surprised. He still has his passage, so he must have grinded quite a bit. I am sure
Yeah.
that he's grinding Hunter. Surely he's grinding the Hunter passage. I can only hope that he keeps track of his progress, because if he so much as stabs a popcorn plant, he's gonna lose his Hunter progress.
And Pixel seems to be near inflation now.
Looks
You
like,
think about
yeah.
Pipe Yard?
Probably. Oh, 100%. Snow, the fact that Snow is sheltering immediately looks like they're really hunting down for this bottom row. They're both trying to get... They're trying to get the Hunter passage. They're trying to get the drop wigs. And this is interesting. Looks like Pixel will be thinking about going to Pipe Yard and getting the Lillipuck unlock. But we know that Moxie will likely get there first, so we'll see how that actually pans out.
Yeah. No seems to be still grinding. How many cycles does it take to get 100? Is it like 5?
It takes, around 5 cycles. It's actually quite a tedious passage to get. Dingus is thinking about doing this very hard jump to get into Precipice. I am just entirely confused as to why. It is a very tough jump. I've seen Yotacat show it to me how to do it. It's possible, but it's a little annoying to do.
Right.
The time you would spend
Maybe...
trying to do this jump, you surely just go to shaded.
Oh, made it though.
He got the first part. Now he needs to do the second part. It's
Oh,
I believe it's a dragon skip into a throw boost. Dragon skip being as you go down this ledge, you immediately throw into the wall and wall pounce from it. But first he fell down. I think he's over it. He's like, you know what? Oh no, he
oh,
he must have thought it was a different room.
yeah.
He surely passages. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Okay, no passage. In the meantime, Snow is hunting down these centipedes for easy food. Looks like I actually don't know the answer. Hitting kelps as Spearmaster works towards Hunter, I imagine, right? Even though it is a plant.
Hmm, probably. Because nothing else would count as plants, like other than popcorn plant or spirit monster.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess so. Looks like Pixel is still in the depths of filtration system, whereas Moxie is starting to finally see the light of day. We're gonna actually see some of the more normal regions. We're gonna feel safe again outside of Pipe Yard and filtration system and whatever Dingus is at right now. Looks like Pixel is staring down a scavenger. A little hard to tell what's going on. In the meantime, Snow is heading back towards the shelter to keep the progress on Hunter going. I imagine that they're thinking about storing grenades in Pipe Yard by checking the treasury over and over again. Though it's a
Oh,
little bit of an inconvenient treasury to go to. Because it's not that close. It's close to a shelter, but you have to do some weird parkour to get there. It's very cute to see Pixel essentially trying to do. Looks like Snow gets the Hunter passage locked in. I don't think Red is worried
yes,
about it. Moxie
finally.
will 100% get this Lily Puck unlock.
Uh,
It is very interesting to see that Pixel is essentially taking the exact same path as Moxie.
oh, Dingus didn't shelter outside of Moon. They're back here.
Oh yeah, they're still making. Yeah, he died, and he still had to go through the gate and everything. Hopefully, he'll shelter outside so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, Moxie, where are you currently going? I believe the Lilliput unlock is not the way he's going. He might be a little clueless. I think he's trying to rush towards Sky Islands, but
Wait,
surely you
so
grab the Lilliput unlock while you're here. It was
yeah,
like a room over, and you can just crawl to and wall climb up, or even if you don't want to do that, your Spearmaster just place a bunch of spears to get back up.
yeah. I just saw Snow go into the shoreline gates, but like going back out, and now they're paused. Oh, seems like everyone is paused. And Pixel's stream is gone. Maybe we're running into some technical difficulty.
We are currently just checking up on Pixel. We will be back with the match soon enough. In the meantime, we can keep discussing what is currently going on. Let's take a quick check on everyone. Looks like Pixel's stream is back. But in the meantime, we have to wonder. I am hoping and praying. I'm on my knees that Moxie realizes that he didn't get the Lilliput unlock and backtracks. In the meantime, I also hope that Dingus shelters, even if he doesn't have a goal to lock in. Just shelter in Shoreline, just so you don't have to go through that whole ordeal again.
Yeah. making it safe and like have taking the safety shelter is generally very good, like because the alternative is dying and going all the way back.
Yeah, it's definitely worth to just sometimes just shelter for safety. You at the very least you get some karma. You lock in your progress. Even if you don't have to lock in a square, you at least lock in your position relatively to the map, which is always very nice to do.
Or maybe there's a possibility that they're just struggling to get food to shelter because I don't know like if there's enough creatures near like the shelter outside of Moonscape.
I mean, as he gets out of the moon gate, there's like at least 2 kelps, which is enough to sleep.
Right.
Each kelp gives you 3 food pips if you just stab them with fresh needles because they have enough health to take that amount of spears. After Snow, Snow is now done with the hunter grind. You have to wonder whether or not Snow will still stick around to see if he gets the last remaining drop eggs here in sub, or if he decides to just go out.
Yeah. They are pretty close to the 200 points goal though, I think. So they might just consider like while they're there and they will just get it.
Yep. This is quite interesting. I feel like I don't fully agree with a lot of the decisions that the runners have made, but I'm pleasantly surprised as to how blue team is actually performing. I was honestly kind of thinking that the reason to stay in sub wasn't particularly worth it, but I'm surprised that they are in fact.
Yeah, surprisingly, like if they get the just continue like grinding the drawbacks and points, they would be getting 5 square just staying in sub, which is very surprising.
Though it's very much at the cost of their relative position to the map. Though red team would theoretically be getting um, all these squares, or otherwise be in a super good position to get a lot of the other squares that are on this board. But with Dingus's decision to go into Looks to the Moon, he effectively chose a new subterranean to be stuck in, really.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that he came to his senses and is now leaving. This pause, although it is for technical difficulties, it does allow the runners to actually discuss amongst themselves as to what's currently going on. So I can only hope that Moxie, a little light bulb appears over his head and he's like, ah, yes, the Lilliput unlock.
yeah, it would be pretty bad if they just miss that and then Pixel catches up and yeah, that bottom row would be pretty fun.
Yeah. Though it would be a very slow and painful bottom row because getting scavenger bombs in any shelter is pretty tedious, even if you are next to a scavenger treasury, because sometimes there can be 2, sometimes there could be 1, sometimes there could be none.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that because red team hasn't gone very far into the world, blue team can definitely catch up to them geography, like amongst the map wise, because Moxie hasn't gone too far into Papyard and Dingus sure is in Shoreline still. So if Snow decides to go into Shoreline and Pixel going into Pipe Yard, they will both be while behind, not as far behind as you would expect, considering that they spent so much time in sub.
Yeah, it is very possible that Snow can just beat Dingus to, I don't know, just like garbage or shaded, because Dingus is pretty far.
In the meantime, this, yeah. We'll be looking for these changes. I imagine not. There's a few squares that I don't believe will ever be considered for this match. Like the Dragon Slayer passage, it would probably be a little too slow. We're probably not gonna see the Spitter Spider unlock, I don't imagine, since no one is going. It looks like we have
Yeah.
unpaused Pixel. He's gonna be allowed some time to be able to catch up since we've had some technical difficulties. In the meantime, the other runners will unpause shortly after, just to compensate for lost time.
And now we're back. Tim? No, it's back.
Yes, Snow is back, and Red Team will be back soon enough as well. Looks like they are going to start again. Moxie is going near shelter. I see you, Moxie. I see you jumping around. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, he was baiting the drop
Oh,
way.
Dropwick.
I see, I see. Okay, I forgive you. Now, I'm honed in on looking at. I don't know how Dingus got there. He is suddenly in a very different room.
Yeah.
He is currently drowning by leeches. That is very unfortunate. I think unless he's sheltered, I believe he's gonna be back in. Looks to the moon.
Oh no. Oh
So
no.
that
Jeez.
is very fun. Is he
Is this
or is he
Moon?
not? Yes, he is.
Oh,
Well,
this is Moon.
all right. Everyone,
Unfortunately.
don't look at Dingus's screen for the next 5 minutes. Looks like Moxie has remembered that the unlock exists. I am so happy.
I
This was and still is such a weird route to get to this unlock, considering you could have just dropped down from
yeah.
where he was before, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. You know what? I'm just happy that he got it.
Yeah. This block would be pretty good, and it would allow for a diagonal bingo. Alright. So, good job.
Pinning the pink lizard is going to be a very tough goal to achieve because, by my count, there are around 4, if not just 4, pink lizards in Chimney Canopy, which means you're going to have to find every single one. And you're going to have to pin them to the wall or floor, which is also a really annoying goal to do.
Yeah. One thing I was wondering, because I saw earlier Snow pop the popcorn plants outside the shelter. Does like popping the same popcorn plants multiple times counts for the A1 square?
Yes.
Oh,
Because
so
the popcorn plant has
potentially,
respawned, and therefore it's like it's just counting you opening the popcorn plant.
right? So potentially they could also just get that, but like it would take
No,
pretty long.
no, no. It would take forever for them
They,
to grind.
I mean, they kind of have been in sub forever though. Yes.
That's true. Looks like Snow is going deeper into sub. I have to wonder what they're currently gonna try and do. I'm honestly a little bit confused. Now, blue team is currently very much aware that the road that they were going for is not possible anymore because the Lilliput unlock has been gotten by Moxie. Now,
Yeah.
Moxie is... Where is he going? Yeah, you better pause. You have no idea where you're going.
This seems like the way to that lake shelter.
Oh, it looks like Pixel has grinded enough points and has gotten the middle square. The diagonal
Right.
bingo that they've been aiming for this whole time has been stolen away by blue team. Red team had like a very solid plan at the start that unfortunately fell apart because of weird priorities, I would have to say. Also, I want to point out it was very hard to see, but there was like a jellyfish on top of a pole plant on something's screen. I don't know how to describe it.
What?
Someone will have to clip it and look back. Dingus is like on a
Yeah.
PowerPoint slide presentation, but everyone will see what I mean.
Right. Oh, Snow seems to be going into shoreline.
Nice. Now,
Lake
red
is
team is
closing.
very, very far behind now. Red team will now have to go and yoink a bunch of squares to start and fight, probably at this point for majority, because their bingo options are starting to get quite limited.
Yeah.
So strap in, folks. This is still going to be a very, very long game. Dingus
So
is currently
this
fighting with a scavenger with pink eyes. Never mind, he's trading with the scavenger. He's not fighting with the scavenger.
I'm not sure what room takes up with it. Is this? Yeah, this is towards drainage.
That is very refreshing to see. This is definitely one of the better choices. Well, this is very good from Pixel. Pixel has noticed that this is. Do they have enough food? I'm not sure
Not
that the
sure.
correct play is to skip this shelter. But in any case, I like that Pixel is going towards drainage instead of pipe yard because he knows that Moxie is in pipe yard and therefore would contest everything that is adjacent to pipe yard.
Yeah. Very smart move. Fix it.
Yeah, very smart move. They'll in drainage system they will be able to get the bubbleweed unlock and otherwise reach outskirts to get back to the main rainland, perhaps farmers as well. Dingus is at a gate
This going
again.
out of moon, I think.
I made the cardinal. Yeah, I made the cardinal sin of looking at Dingus's screen. The cutscene still isn't over. Snow
Oh,
is also heading out of Shoreline. Pixel, a lot of they're just going places, you know.
yeah.
Moxie is currently slowly going to Sky Islands through a very, very weird route. Pixel is gonna go through the long, winding paths of drainage system. Snow is swimming through the waters of Shoreline, and so is Dingus to some extent. We will not be seeing a square lock then for a while. Moxie currently finding a cyan lizard was a little risky, but it worked out. I believe he got bit, so that might have been a lethal bite. The Karma Gate for Pipe Yard into Sky Islands, I believe, is Karma 4, if I remember correctly, so we'll see if Moxie has enough Karma to actually cross through this gate.
So is now probably out into drainage and going up.
Pixel is taking it slow, which is a very smart decision. Dying is obviously bad for all the obvious reasons, but because this is a very long-winded segment, any death will make you have to go through this long-winded segment again, and you definitely do not want to do that, so being patient will pay off in the end. Looks like Moxie is doing his very best to try and fast wall climb, kind of failing, but it is Karma 4, and he's Karma 5, so he will be able to cross through into Sky Island. A breath of fresh air.
Oh, Snow is at the middle shelter. What do we call this shelter? It's pretty close to garage. Right?
Yeah, I'd call this a more central shelter in Shoreline, though he will need to stab one or two things to get enough food.
Oh, they're in the
By
same
all
room.
means, yeah, they are in the same room. Snow and Dingus have caught up to each other. And therefore, we can assuredly say that Dingus is no longer currently ahead of Blue Team, which is kind of wild to think about because Dingus went out right away, and then he just got distracted with Moon. In the meantime, Moxie, as he enters Sky Islands, he'll finally start to be able to get a few of the more big squares. He'll be able to tame an orange lizard. He'll be able to hatch noodlefly eggs. He'll be able to maybe trade between merchants and store pearls in Sky Islands. There's plenty of stuff to do, but there is a king vulture. Taking it very safe with the squid. It is worth noting that because Spearmaster is very light, when Slugcats are starving, they become very light. And when they are in this state, they can grab a white squidcada, and when they backflip, they can effectively just fly in free flight mode. And because Spearmaster is so light, he doesn't need to be starving to be doing that. And so any white squidcada that he grabs will be good. This squidcada is proving to be quite difficult to hit for Moxie. He finally is able to get it, the first of many squidcadas that will befall. Looks like Pixel is currently trying to get the last bit of food pips. He is able to get it. I can only hope that Pixel decides to go and shelter. Please, I haven't... Has Pixel sheltered in drainage? Yet?
Not sure, but probably not, I think.
Pixel, please go and shelter. Please lock in your
Dingus is back. Dingus is back again.
Did he die, or is he still in the 5-minute cutscene? I can't tell, honestly.
I think Dingus died because Dingus and Snow were in the same room, right? And now Snow is ahead and Dingus is back there.
Oh yeah, you're right. The 5-minute cutscene continues. Dingus, just take some safety shelters, please. It'll be good in the long run.
The one Snow took.
Now, Moxie has been able to shelter in Skyland, locking in that small amount of progress. This is a very awkward jump. He probably wants to use some throw boosts to guarantee that this jump is real, and it isn't. Unfortunate for him. In the meantime, we can see Pixel will be able to get the Bubbleweed unlock, and he has gotten it, and he will be locking it in shortly. Soon. I don't know why Moxie is currently heading over this way. It would 100% be safer if he wanted to go to the right. But in any case, he killed the problematic white lizard. Surely he... I guess he just wanted to kill the white lizard for the love of the game. Because he is now heading right.
Yes, Dingus is sheltering. Yes.
Very good. Snow is heading towards Shaded Citadel as expected. This is a very good play. I'm very surprised that the gambit of staying in subterranean to grind out points paid off.
Yeah.
I am very pleasantly surprised. Looks like there's a King Vulture on Moxie's screen, which will deter his progress on going forward. Maybe he can harass the King Vultures to go away. Looks like that's exactly what he did. In the meantime, oh no! Pixel went out of his way to grab a Hazer. Why? Wait, I just noticed that the Hazer goal has been lowered to 4. When did that happen?
But was it not 4? I honestly don't.
I believe it was 5 originally.
I mean, 4 is still pretty tough for Spearmaster because you don't have a stomach to store your Acer. And you're just left one-handed if you're taking on this goal.
Yes, because Spearmaster has no stomach. This Hazer transporting goal means that you basically have to give up one hand during the process of transporting the Hazer.
Oh, there's like 3 vultures on Mossy screen and they died. Locking in the unlock.
Very, very good.
And
Looks like, considering that Blue Team is so far ahead, if Blue Team is able to get a win here, this will be quite the upset, considering that Moxie and some Dingus' team is currently seed 3 in the bracket, which means they're quite the strong team, this will be quite the upset from Blue Team.
No, needs to be on the other side of Shader. Okay, yep. And it's crossing the bridge soon.
It is quite refreshing to see the more normal looking regions in these player screens. Moxie hopefully will get to the central part of Sky Islands and not to this weird edge part. I have to wonder what goal he's gonna go for first in Sky Islands, because all of these goals are not very easy and very awkward to do. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, there's actually a lot of common pearls. So in the room, the Echo Room in Sky Islands, to the left, you can kind of go up to get a color pearl. In that color pearl room, I believe there's a few common pearls that you could get.
Right.
I think.
It will take some time to get them all though, because the Spearmaster. There's one on the room Moxie saying. This one is pretty close to be shown.
We are going to pause again to just kind of fix some connection issues. Unsurprisingly, even though they spawned in Subterranean, which it is infested with dropwigs, this board, no one has gotten this dropwig goal just yet. I can imagine that if either Snow or Pixel get to outskirts, I imagine that goal would just be locked in. Because they're probably missing like 4 or 5.
Yeah, and it seems like Pixel is going through a gate, which I think would be the drainage to outskirt gate. So we might see that goal completed by them pretty soon.
Looks like it. With the first gate of the Hazer being outskirts, let's see. He would take the Hazer, that's the first gate, Hazer to outskirts. And then from outskirts to drainage, that would be the second gate. No, not outskirts to drainage. Outskirts to industrial, that would be the second gate. Industrial to chimney, third gate. And then he would have to go through an extra gate. Maybe not chimney, or maybe he would double back. That's definitely awkward routing.
Yeah. Personally, I would just go if I'm going for this, which I'm not sure if I would go for this, but if I'm going for this 4 gates go, I would just go to garbage. Because there's a shelter like immediately past the gate, and I can just go back to industrial. Maybe go into that there, but is there a reason to go to garbage?
Shaded into garbage wastes, really. Is the only square that would make sense.
Right.
So maybe, yeah, but that's still shaded into garbage waste is a really, really awkward connection. It's not the worst, but especially because you're Spearmaster and you can just make spears, but it's definitely not the most intuitive way. I have to point out that to the people that are wondering in chat or otherwise, 13 dropwings is a lot. The best place to grind them is outskirts and have them respawn over and over again, because we saw that even in sub where there's a bunch of them, you can't really get them all. So even though we can, you know, argue that it might be good or not, it really is a lot of numbers. It's 13 dropwings. That's a lot of dropwings.
Yeah. I guess spring seems to be gone. But from what I remember, they are going towards past garbage, I think. Which is a pretty tough region for Spearmaster if you're not familiar with it.
Yes. There are how many dropwing? Not dropwing? How many egg bug eggs are in outskirts? I believe it's like 3. Let me actually go and double check that real quick. I believe there are only 3. Yes, there are only 3 eggs in outskirts. So you could get the 3 eggs in outskirts, and then you either go to farmers or industrial complex for the last egg, which is not the worst, really, I guess. The eggs are very heavy. It turns out that Spearmaster is built like a twig and can't really hold the eggs very well, and so it's a little awkward to actually carry them around.
Oh, maybe if I'm remembering correctly, if Dingus is actually going to pass garbage, maybe. Wait, no, that's shaded to garbage, not garbage to shaded. So yeah, no. I was thinking like maybe they're thinking about that, but no, they're. Maybe Snow can try that, but not sure if that's worth it.
Yeah,
That would bring them pretty close to it, I think.
I have to wonder if I imagine Pixel isn't too attached to the Hazer goal. I think he grabbed it. I don't know. He went pretty out of his way to grab the Hazer. I'm actually not too sure. And he went for a Hazer that is a little less convenient than probably the other option. Unless that Hazer might have been already gotten by some other creature. Looks like on Dingus's screen, maybe he is actually heading to Garbage Waste, just as a desperate measure to get back into the real world. But Garbage Waste is past Garbage Waste, and it's gonna be a tough place to be in.
It's very easy to just get stuck there and Are the popcorn plants from like now present garbage here for past garbage? Because I remember having
The popcorn plants in past Garbage Waste are basically non-existent. There are, I believe, 2 maybe, which is a very, very low number compared to the usual, like, I don't know, 6, 7 that Garbage Waste usually has.
Right. So yeah, maybe probably there isn't like much reason to go past garbage except for just trying to get back to industrial as quickly as possible. Which is good. It's good to
Oh, wait, I'm thinking. Snow could theoretically go and just mug the merchant over and over again to grind out the steel lantern from scavengers, and perhaps the third row could be a real bingo.
Oh. Right, but currently it would be pretty tough. But yeah, that would be good.
Looks like we're gonna unpause fairly soon. Thank you again for the chat and viewers for your patience as we figure out some of these technical difficulties with the runners. In the meantime, Snow is in a very prime position for a lot of objectives. He could go through, if he really wanted to, he could go through memory crypts and get to exterior. He could mug the merchant a bunch of times. He could trade with the merchant a bunch of times for chieftain. Looks like we're unpausing finally. I see that Snow has a few blank pearls, so he will be trading with the merchant. Now, I hope they realize that trading with the merchant does not count as taking away the lantern. So I assume that they're doing this purely for the chieftain progress, which is still good. Looks like Moxie is finally in the main part of Sky Islands. He will be going after these squidcadas. It is a little, I don't know, a little bit redundant. Let me actually go and check how many squidcadas there are in Spearmaster Sky Islands. So let's see. Where Dingus currently is, there are around 3 white squidcadas. So it might be a little bit of a pointless effort to really grind out the white squidcadas. I feel like you would have a better shot at killing the amount of squidcadas in either past garbage waste, where there's a lot, or in farmers. Pixel has yet again killed another dropper. He is holding fast with this hazer. I wonder if this is yet another play that will eventually pay out, that I don't put. He's not sheltering. You are a ballsy man.
Oh.
You surely would shelter here just to lock in progress on things.
Yeah.
Has he sheltered since he has entered drainage yet? I'm actually not too sure.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Maybe he was getting a little. No, never mind. I thought he was gonna get just a little bit of more food, but okay. Your max food. I don't know what happened to the hazer. I think he tried to grab the squid kid and that dropped the hazer down. He's killing this green lizard
Oh.
for the love of the game. There is no reason. Kill the
Seems to
squid kid
back
as
at
well, just
Shaded
for
Bridge.
fun. Yes. Did Snow die? I wasn't looking.
I think so. But not sure to what. Oh, they're sheltering. Nice. Pixel
No,
sheltering.
just hiding away from this vulture.
Oh, what? Hey.
Just grabbing the hazer. Okay, surely you shelter now,
Ah,
right?
nice.
Okay, nice. Okay. I don't know why he decided to just kill this green lizard. I
Maybe
guess,
to get food?
well, he was already full food by the time he was stabbing the. I mean, in any case, the green lizard will hopefully be not there, so it's one less enemy to deal with as he's leaving this area, which is nice. Moxie unfortunately fails a little bit of parkour, takes the death at the same time as Dingus. They are very synchronized. Dingus is currently stuck in. Yeah, he's dealing with past garbage waste. I don't. This is quite tough. I'm not sure what he's exactly doing past garbage waste aside from trying to kill these white squid gators, which I believe Moxie is also trying to do.
At least they sheltered this time. Past the gate.
I imagine that Dingus should just passage out of here and head to Shaded Citadel and do something else. There's gonna be an uphill battle for Dingus.
Yeah. Past garbage.
Looks like Pixel is, I believe, at 11 drop wigs. He will be getting enough drop wigs if he gets to the Dragon Skip rune. Moxie is getting harassed by this scavenger with rocks. It's a good thing that it has been just rocks and no spears.
Yep.
Snow sheltering, very good. Playing it nice and slow. Oh, Snow. Oh, Snow has kept the lantern. And that lantern is a traded item, so he might be going. Oh, he's heading to. This is the path to garbage waste from Shaded Citadel.
Oh.
And as such, he will likely bring this lantern to trade with the merchant and also get the square of enter garbage waste from Shaded Citadel. Pixel has killed the required amount of dropwigs. 13 dropwigs has been killed by the hands of Pixel 2 copy.
Nice. No, guess this will be pretty big for Blue. I would imagine like past garbage is already hard enough. Like, and with one less hand, yeah, it would be very tough.
Looks like both Dingus and Moxie are doubling up on this White Squid Kid goal. I saw that Dingus was kind of thinking about hitting with the Squid Kids, but I'm not too sure if that's the correct opinion. Now, looks like Snow is making slow but steady progress into entering garbage waste from Shaded Citadel. I see nothing that should really kill him, and so he will likely shelter immediately to lock in the progress, which will be very good. That is a vulture on Snow screen that you can barely see. Or I saw the gases of a vulture. Am I crazy? I saw the vulture gas. But
Yeah. There is a Voyager.
But I couldn't see it. It was the invisible
It was
Voyager.
on the top right corner of the screen. I saw it. Okay.
It is a mystery. That spider is very much already wriggling and dying. In any case, yeah. Dropping down to this shelter should be fairly chill. So Snow should have shaded into garbage waste. Pretty much all but locked in. I believe at this point, blue team can just kind of go for majority and they'll likely be able to get the win.
Yeah.
I am just incredibly surprised that the play was in fact to stay in garbage waste. Though to be fair, Dingus and Moxie seem to have both a rough time and arguably some routing mistakes. Whereas Dingus could have been very further ahead had he not chosen to go to Looks to the Moon and then decided to do the 5-minute cutscene every time. Which was...
Right. Yeah. That was very unfortunate.
I don't think that Dingus and Moxie will have to worry about much during the pool stage, so this will be a very, very good learning experience in the long run, where they'll... That was a very good corpse regrab that Dingus did to get a lot of height. Just want to point that out in the middle of that point. So, if everything goes well for Red Team, the Reapers, something and Moxie will likely still be able to get to the bracket stage of the tournament, so this loss will hopefully be a very good reminder and VOD review for them to be able to learn from their mistakes. Not that the game has been decided yet, of course. They could still make a comeback, but...
Nice. No locks in the shader to garbage. Oh.
Very, very good.
So was heading towards the right side of outskirt for some reason that I don't like really understand. And they die to a vulture and they're heading there again. Oh, perhaps to pin a... No, but that's the...
I think they're here just to kill a few lizards, perhaps, for Dragon Slayer.
Ah, right. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. It is... It sure is. I don't know, they're doing U-Turn, the Rainworld Servant Challenge, for the love of the game.
Yeah, they're doing U-Turn.
They're just having, they're just having a chill old time. They're just having some fun. I generally don't know what exactly they're going for here. There's just... They're doing the U-turn. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's not really a point to go here. Oh, there's a white lizard.
Oh, maybe they are going for Dragon Slayer, and they were going for that white lizard after all. I can only imagine.
Huh.
I can only imagine. Going for a white lizard in the outskirts U-turn is a statement that I was not expecting to hear today. Looks like Moxie is still grinding out to kill white squidcadas.
Yeah.
Very, very slowly. Looks like Snow... Oh, wait! Oh my god, there's so many bombs in this treasury because it's Artie's spawn.
Oh. Right.
Looks like Snow will be ferrying these bombs back and forth into the shelter. Now the question is, where will they get the food to actually sleep? There's going to be a very tedious process, but they will be able to get all the bombs. I honestly did not consider at all That was. Oh, he did! He did do the
Oh!
U-turn for Dragon Slayer. He's a genius! He wasn't doing U-turn for
Oh!
the love of the game. He was doing U-turn for the White Lizard. That's actually so cool. I love that.
When did they get so many lizards? Back in sub, maybe?
In sub, they must have
Yeah.
killed a Mole
Okay.
Lizard, and then... Mole Lizard,
Cyan?
Pink Lizard, Green Lizard, Cyan, and what? Yeah, I guess so. That's definitely
Oh,
enough. Moxie locking in the Squidcada goal, I thought? I thought he had it.
okay.
I'm not sure what happened. This goal to do the bombs in one cycle, the storing grenades in one cycle, that Squidcada went flying in Moxie's screen. Well, obviously they always fly. That's not the point. They fly. They've okay. Anyway, uh, it's very evil to have 5 storing goal as a bomb because to not sound like a broken record, Spearmaster does not have a stomach. So the odd number makes it so that Snow has to make an extra 3rd trip because he literally cannot carry 3 bombs at once, and so he goes 2 at a time and then lastly 1.
Yeah.
Pixel still has this hazer. I thought
Oh.
it had perished at some point, but looks like it's still alive and well. Pixel is grinding the dropkick kill square for the 2nd time.
Looks like Dingus is heading towards the shoreline. Oh.
Yes. He's trying to grind Chieftain, I can only imagine.
Ah.
That's an elite scav. Very, very interesting. He's doing the rep glitch that is known as if you trade a pearl to a scavenger tool, if I believe, then all subsequent spear trades will be the same value as the pearl, which is 10, which makes it so that you are able to farm your reputation with the scavengers much more effectively.
Oh.
Though it is worth noting that there is a cap as to how much progress you can get on reputation with the scavs per cycle. So it's not as if you can get Chieftain in one cycle, unfortunately.
Oh, Pixel is getting a pre-cycle. Is it? Oh, seems like it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Is that yeah, I guess so. First pre-cycle in Bingo 6 recorded history, because we typically have that option turned off because it is not very fun to deal with that. The bitrate is also not having a fun time with that amount of rain on screen.
Yeah. Another cool thing that
Moxie...
happened. Yeah, another cool thing that happened on Moxie's screen when we were explaining the rev glitch thing. They used a cicada to fly, and yeah, that's because, like you've explained a while ago, because the roster is really light, and when you like backflip, you can just fly with the cicada, which is pretty cool. Okay.
It's very fun. It's nice to see that Moxie is finally making way into opening up popcorn plants. It is very cursed to see these axolotls in outskirts. They sure are there because it's a pre-cycle, which is very, very interesting. Pixel will have to complete a successful cycle to get rid of this pre-cycle. Every time he dies, it's still the pre-cycle. Looks like Snow has to shelter because there was quite literally not enough time in the cycle to go back and forth that many times, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Having 5 instead of 4 is so evil. In any case, he's gonna cross through the scavenger treasury again, so he'll likely pick up a bomb from there to finish off those. Because it's any shelter, he doesn't need to bring the bomb back to this specific shelter, so it's alright.
And you almost stole Pixel's teaser, but they got it back. It was kind of fun.
Very good. Pixel has gotten out of the pre-cycle, which is very good. Moxie is currently learning what no-stick spears walls are. He's trying to do a vault when the humble wall pounce is very much real. And now a King Vulture has decided to show... Oh, that is brutal! He lost all the popcorn plants progress. He has to go and open the popcorn plants all over again. Oh, no, he sheltered here. Okay, that's not too bad. Never mind.
Sure. Nice.
We have been at it for quite a long time. We have 30 minutes left on the clock.
Looks like Pixel. Oh, I thought they're going to industrial, but seems like not. Maybe to farm with their haste. Oh, Moxie just got enough for 5 popcorn plants.
That is very good. It is 9 popcorn plants, so...
Oh, 9, sorry.
I don't know where he's gonna get the rest from, but Snow does have the last bomb and is currently killing a few odd creatures to see if he gets enough food. I wonder if he's thinking of going back into Shaded Citadel or just trying to cross through the toll. You can just pay the toll and cross through into Past Garbage, but do you really want to go into Past Garbage with?
Yeah. This seems to still be Garbage, although maybe still going for Chieftain. Oh, what was that? I think it's a Scav trying to hit the Silencer on the screen and then just throw a bomb and blow everything up. Gonna have to get all that progress back again.
Looks like Snow has dropped in the bomb in the shelter. Now, he brought it all the way here. He didn't quite need to. The cycle is very short, so I have to wonder where he's gonna go next. Does he go back into Shaded Citadel, or does he go deep into Garbage Wastes? There could honestly be a very cute play of you could starve and not lock in the goal, but then you passage to, I believe, I actually don't know, does passaging get rid of starvation?
Even if it doesn't, it would be great to be out of Past Garbage.
I know for a fact that you can starve and you can passage out of a starve cycle. I was just wondering if the starve carries over, but if not, then you could starve and then passage out of Past Garbage Race and go somewhere else that is easier to get food.
It's like Pixel is trying to cast the Arms Toe. As if King Vulture here.
Outskirts Toll being the Outskirts Toll as per usual. It's never not chaotic over here. Pixel is in a very awkward place. But looks like everything is chill. He's gonna try and pay the toll through spears. I believe Pixel has been nice to the scavs from what I can remember, so they're probably fairly chill. They're not even looking his way. They don't care.
Foxy has went up the west tower in Guardian 6 and got a blank throw.
I'm not quite sure. Snow has gotten some amount of food. I'm not sure if he did so by killing some scavengers or if he's just like stabbed a vulture. And that answers
Think
that question. He just stabbed a scavenger.
Yeah, I think he just threw some spears at the tome from far away.
Yes. Snow has claimed the shelter near the shaded gate in Garbage Race as his home and will be going back there. Hopefully before the rain
Oh,
hits.
yeah,
Moxie
race
takes another unfortunate
coming.
death. Not quite sure what happened there.
Oh, I thought Dingus was gonna shelter.
In the meantime, I didn't notice,
Yes.
but looks like Moxie has locked in the popcorn plant goal, which is good
Oh
for
yeah, that
red
was a
team, but
Marco.
yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be very close for Snow. I hope they can make it. Nice. It seems like Moxley is climbing the tower again. Maybe they die. And is trying to get the pro again. So it's now in farms. Right? And I think they sheltered as well. Oh, they're taking a squid and just going out away for the square.
Very good. Dingus has demasked this vulture. Now, Pixel will likely just grab this Squidcada to get it out of Farmrise. How many squares does blue team have? They currently have 9 squares. With his Farmrise Squidcada goal, they will be at 10 squares and will need 3 more goals to get majority.
Right. Almost seems to still be heading into us garbage and maybe not panicking. Oh, going back? I'm just checking.
They're checking their options. I'm not quite sure what Snow could go for right now. I can only imagine that they should either grind for Chieftain or just head back towards Shaded Citadel and try to steal lanterns from scavengers, perhaps. Or perhaps even go to
Yeah,
exterior through memory crypts, I guess.
yeah,
That
there's
Dropwig is
really.
so clueless. He looks like
Oh,
Moxie was able to
nice.
store the 3 uncolored regular pearls. There are so many scavengers in Dingus's screen.
Oh, and they're all marked as merchant? Am I
No,
seeing that
they're
right?
marked as not merchant. They have a red X over
The eggs, right.
just to signify who is or isn't the merchant.
So make it past the gates, but have to make it past. Oh no, didn't make it past the functions. And Slow seems to be heading back into Shaden.
Looks like Dingus does have an item that was traded from a merchant, and I believe, of all things, it's a rock. So,
Oh,
I don't think Dingus will have a good time trading that to a merchant. They typically, so merchants only accept rocks. I believe both merchants and scavs only accept rocks as a trade if they literally have an empty slot. They will not give up one of their items if they're already chock full. Big explosion
okay,
on
so
snow
you can't
screen.
just... Yeah, this is pretty close to getting of garbage though, I think. Yeah. Finally. And this should be the industrial gate.
Looks like Pixel is trying to safely to cross to this toll, presumably after taking through the Squidcada through the gate. Oh, I see. He's not only doing that, but also traded a few extra points just to make sure he's getting some chieftain progress. Now, the only thing preventing a majority win in the future would have been the 4th row, but if Pixel locks in the goal of the White Squidcada out of farm raise, which at this point I don't think it's just a matter of time, then that will prevent the last possible bingo from red team, and will put them in a very, very hard position to come back from.
Moxie is teaming yellow. That's why they spend so much time in that room. I was wondering like why are they in that room?
Nice. Looks like Dingus was able to farm Chieftain, which
nice.
is a pretty big snipe. So right now, red team needs to basically deny every square from blue team as much as humanly possible. So Moxie needs to get this tame yellow lizard square because they are seriously hurting for squares to be able to get. So they can't just skip over the square.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to snow? Oh, data. They get the shelter? No. Are they back in farm? Wait, I was thinking about the wrong person, sorry. The person in the Oscar is Pixel, so okay. But yeah, they're still in this part of garbage. Which
it is their home. I think they still have a passage, so they can probably. I think they sheltered in Shaded Citadel, so I imagine they could probably shelter. They can passage back into Shaded Citadel to not really worry about them.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was like, they still have a. Because time is like really running out, but they really don't have to worry about that. I think.
Now, Pixel was originally working on the Hazer Square, but it has since been exploded. I believe that square is not going to be gotten this match. Even though... is Dingus still holding on to this rock for dear life? I think even if he gets to a merchant, it's not going to work. But I can only hope that it does work for him. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty sad.
Yeah.
Now, he's going up through chimney. Is he going for the Sky Island merchant? I would imagine he would go to Shaded merchant.
Yeah,
but if he's going for the... I don't know. This is so strange.
I mean, both of them are
Why else would he
Like-
be keeping the rock, right? Because he's definitely thinking about the merchant goal, but then he's heading towards chimney. I guess he's gonna like drop the rock inside the shelter, and then work on pinning pink lizards. I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. Cause, like, surely they're not going to sky while Moxie is there.
Yeah, looks like he did drop it in the shelter and is gonna work.
Oh,
Now
no,
he
it's fighting with the ground.
he has a vulture mask, so this is actually not gonna be as painful as it could be, but it is likely that there is a lot of vultures, there is a lot of scavengers and dropwigs that all could be possible problems.
Yeah.
Looks like he is going to be able to kill this pink lizard. Now, this pink lizard is in a very awkward spot to pin, which is the very fun part of this challenge. It's pinning the creature. Look at it go. Look at how awkward it is. Yeah. In the meantime, Pixel has not sheltered yet. I am surprised. I think he should definitely, or maybe he's just trying to get some easy food, but I'm very surprised that he's not bolting immediately to a shelter to lock in this goal and make sure that the red team does not have any more possible bingos.
Why? They still haven't got it. I thought they already had it. What?
Looks like Dingus was able to finally pin this pink lizard. And I believe they will shelter, which is a very wise choice to just lock in the progress.
Yeah. Moxie is up at where the Echo would be. For some reason. Trying to get squids, maybe? Taming?
Looks like there is 15 minutes left for this match. And so, assuming Pixel locks in this goal of the Squidcada out of farm arrays, then it will more than likely be blue team's victory. Though, I have to wonder, what is Pixel doing? I am at a loss. Let me try and analyze. He might be thinking of... I have no idea. What is he doing in this room?
I have no idea.
Is he... What is he... I'm so confused. There's nothing in this room. Is he trying to... Is he...
There's nothing.
Did he not bring a Squidcada through farmers and is now currently trying to find one in this room to then bring it to farmers and then back out of farmers?
Oh, maybe, but like you can just get squids pretty easily in farms, so
At that point, just die. Yeah, at that point, just die and reset the cycle and try again.
Oh, seems like Stone got past the ground toe and is now probably into garbage.
Okay, looks like Pixel is leaving the cursed room now. He surely will just go and shelter and make sure that this goal is locked in. I don't know why he went to say hello to the pink lizard. Now, we will be able to confirm whether or not Pixel will be going through the gate again with the Squidcada. Looks like Dingus is currently trying to kill this pink lizard and pin it, but it's in a very, very awkward position where he can't really throw a spear at it because it might just fall off the edge and will not be able to pin it. This pinning challenges are incredibly, now the pink lizard I think has went back to his den. Pinning challenges are incredibly obnoxious because it's not just killing the creature, it's pinning the creature. And sometimes the corpse can be in an awkward spot, sometimes it can fall off the edge. This is not good.
Yeah, pinning is often harder than people think. I think it's just fell down the guts pit.
Looks like Moxie is heading towards farm raise without having tamed the orange lizard. This is...
Oh,
They're grabbing newt eggs, which is definitely some progress. As they enter farm raise, they'll be able to get the 4 newt eggs, but unfortunately, they will likely hit the timer. And whoever has the most squares by the time the timer hits wins. And unless red team can suddenly bust out a lot of squares at once, it looks like blue team will be able to take this home.
yeah. I think the newts could help for taming, I guess. There's only 2 squares, and that's not enough, I think.
I find it very funny that Dingus kept his very friendly pet rock throughout his journey.
Wait, Pixel is back in this room, so that means he's probably sharpening postcards.
I'm not sure if I'm blanked out or what, but I didn't pay too much attention as to how he entered outskirts again. I can only imagine that he did enter with a white squid. I can only hope. I have no idea what he's doing.
Foxy is passing through a gate. What gate is this?
Farmer Ace.
Oh, Farm's
heading-
gate. Right,
Yep,
I forgot.
he's heading into Farmer Ace. He has sheltered and hatched 2 noodlefly eggs, and now he'll get the other 2 noodlefly eggs as he heads out from this gate. Oh, I've been informed. I may be stupid. It is bring a West Quada to farm raise, not out of farm raise.
2.
That is
Right.
entirely my fault. I did not realize that. My bad. It makes that challenge much harder.
Yeah,
though
yeah.
I think actually you could still bring the Squid Quada from farm raise out of farm raise,
Yeah.
and then back into farm raise. It would just take an extra cycle, because the problem with the Squid Quadas that Pixel to copy is trying to get is that they really like to just go up out of the skybox. There is
Oh,
5
seems to
minutes
be-
left on the clock.
Right. And Snow seems to be making pretty good progress through past garbage.
I believe Pixel is pretty honed in on getting the Wet Squid Quada to Farmer's Gate, because it would block the last possible bingo line, but considering the current situation, I don't know. We're just waiting for timer to run out, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I think the only other square that will be locked in here will B, Moxie locking in the newt eggs if everything goes correctly. Otherwise, this game is likely done.
This seems to be heading towards exterior.
To get the exterior, enter exterior square, I suppose.
Yeah.
It is a great attempt. This is, you know, where Dingus is right now, I would argue, is where he should have been like 30 minutes ago. Instead of, I mean, I'm saying this with hindsight, but going into, where is he going? Oh, he doesn't have enough karma, I think. There's plenty of goals to get around this general area, so heading deep into Moon was definitely not the play.
So still looking for a Squidcator, I assume.
Yeah, I guess so. It is the closest goal that Pixel can get. So, unless he decides to use the passage. I don't know if Pixel still has his passage, but he theoretically could use his passage to go somewhere else to get one of the last goals.
I did remember, like, I'm not sure, but like, there is a chance they still have their hazer in one of the shelters in outskirts, but I don't think can make it at this moment. Oh,
Looks
Moxie
like
lost
Moxie
the
does in fact
hatching.
get the newt eggs. Currently, red team is at 7 squares, whereas blue team is at 9 squares. So to tie within these 2 minutes, red team needs to get 2 squares. If red team is able to get 2 squares, they will tie up, and if it becomes a tie before the timer runs out, they will fight. They will continue to go until one team gets one last square as a tiebreaker. It is a race against time for red team. Dingus will be able to hopefully get the enter exterior. Moxie needs to tame this orange lizard within a minute, otherwise the game is over. And it looks like with the echo turned on, it is unfortunately not going to be able to be possible. The orange lizards will be unfortunately pacified and therefore not able to be tamed, which is very unfortunate.
So it's past the outskirts town, and oh, Ingus is being exterior now. You'll find food, perhaps. Did they get it within our time limit?
I believe that the way we do it is once the timer runs out, we say to the runners that whatever cycle they're on is their last cycle. And as soon as they hit their death screen or otherwise sleep screen, then their cycle is over and they will have to stay paused while the other runners finish their cycles.
Right.
Though I don't know what the logic is behind the echo.
So it's back in farms.
I am not fully sure whether or not Moxie will be able to keep playing, because I'm not sure if the echo counted as his last cycle or if it's still his current cycle. We will have to wait on confirmation. Dingus is looking at like 3 vultures, he will be locking in the exterior goal. I believe there is literally nothing else that Dingus could reasonably do, and so this is his best bet. Looks like Dingus has gotten the exterior, and I believe that is it.
And Pixel has died. Unfortunate. No, is still going through fast coverage. And Moxie seems to be on Drews.
I don't know if we're gonna let Snow finish the cycle or not, because Blue has won. I don't know if there's necessarily a need to let Snow finish their cycle, because even if Snow dies or completes the cycle, it is Blue's victory in any case. Looks like we have tallied up, and that will be good game. Quite very well played from Blue team. This is quite an upset.
Yeah.
Blue team were not favored to win this match, and they were able to pull through with very creative ways of tackling this quite difficult board.
Yeah. And GG's to both of the team. Red did
GG's.
pretty well too. Yeah.
Indeed. GG's to the runners. We will be heading out now. This was quite the long game. I hope you guys enjoyed it even through the technical difficulties. And my name is Sigma.
And I'm Zenary, and that's it from us.
We'll be heading out. Bye-bye.
Bye.